Well, we're continuing on our way to the ball game. I wanted to get all the videos done for everybody today. The 3-year-olds now, we have a lot of exciting 3-year-olds coming back, and it's not all, sunshine and rainbows. We have some horses that didn't come back great, some horses we moved on from, but some that have come back very, very strongly. Some still with some question marks on them. They're not quite there yet, but they're getting there. Arrowhead Hanover's already there. I couldn't be happier than you couldn't see it in the video in the race, but going through the wire as a winner with the earplugs in 55, I had a smile from ear to ear. This is a horse that one of the horses we had very high hopes for as a sophomore, and it looks like he's well on his way to being a very nice horse. Again, drew the rail on Wednesday. A lot of fun ahead for us with Arrowhead Hanover. Aunt Lily, if I was to be completely honest, yes, she was a little flat the other day, but I think between Jason and Dr. Latessa, they figured out why she trained well this week. Heading to the Hackett next week, I believe. Her and Gorgeous Package, potentially Freedom Hill. I was really torn on Freedom Hill, and I think we still are. We have till Monday to make up our minds on Freedom Hill. Guys, turn it down. To make up our mind on Freedom Hill, but for right now, Oliver or Addie? Addie Bear. Down, please, or I will inhale it. Very good. So Aunt Lily is safe. I guess Freedom Hill, I don't know yet. Gorgeous Package, I'm a little torn. Really, every race she's going to race at, whether it be the Meadows or Northfield, it's going to go anywhere between 52 and 54. So to go to the Hackett, I don't think it's going to be much different. We're going down. We may as well race her. That's the plan with her. But we're not talking about her. We're talking about Aunt Lily. She is going to the Hackett. She fits in Elmer's of 5 now, so there's no point in trying to race her anywhere else anyway. Would I love to come in? Would I love to come in on a 158-2 win by a nose at the wire? No. I'd rather come in with a 55 win like Arrowhead, but she's just not quite there yet, but she's getting there. Every week a little bit better. Blue Ventura, talking about every week a little bit better. I told you guys, I had a very blunt comment for everybody, all my partners on Blue Ventura. He's just not a deep horse. He's not a horse you're going to come first over with or just pummel the field, in a dramatic way. He's just going to get it done. You need to race him the way he wants to be raced. Now, obviously, being exposed, being parked to the quarter in 27-3, really was not the way he wanted to be raced 3 starts back. That's fine. But, as I said, it's good that you know that now. Now we all know that together. We can race the horse accordingly. Raced him the way he wanted to be raced last week, and he was very good. I know a lot of people noticed also, said, a little rolly down the lane. He's been like that since the day we started going with him. Go back and look at last year's races. Still a little rickety. It's funny because the Heston filly, Waney, will do the same thing. Same thing sometimes. Tyler say, a little rolly sometimes. I don't know what it is. But get it done. Get your work done. Don't try and draw outside the lines with them. And they're just a nice meat and potatoes type horse. We've had a number of Hestons that I liked, and I think we have a bit of a blueprint of how we're going to train them down, how we're going to race them. And as long as you race them accordingly, you should be fine. Blue Ventura, again, 7-hole or something this week, probably float over, try and get away 3rd or 4th, be 1st or 2nd over, and I'm sure he'll be just fine. Just not 3 wide around the first turn and clear to the front 27, and I think he'll be just fine. Next, we have Captain Incredible. Trained him in 57. David Boughton trained him in 57, and Tim Twaddlesbrun, he sent me a message yesterday to say how good he was, how much he liked him. He's going to be in to qualify Tuesday, so I'm going to make my way to the Meadows Tuesday morning. I don't know if I'm bringing anybody with me or anybody back for that matter. I'm sure we have some horses to move around. I haven't really thought about it yet, but I know that I will be there, whether it be in the car or the truck and trailer. I will be there on Tuesday morning. Chicago Hall, I just watched him train, finish up his mile today. He was awesome. Johnny said he was good. He was really happy with him. And coming in good. The week off after a couple of good stiff miles isn't going to hurt him any. He's soon to be in the SBOA where he'll do just fine. I know Jody is asked to drive him. James is going to be driving him for now, and if James continues to opt off him, well, then it'll be Jody's drive, I guess. He likes him. He liked the way he raced. I liked the way he drove him and how he raced the other night, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun with Chicago Hall all summer long. Country Dancing won her schooler in 56. Jody said she was a little bit flat on the end of the mile the other day. A tiny bit flat. He thought that she would probably pace 54, 55 off her mile, and 56 is what she mustered. Now, I did tell him, you know what, She's never done her best work on the front end. When we were training that filly, she always trained better from a pocket trip or off the pace a little bit, never on the front end. And in fact, she did win her big win as a 2-year-old was in 53. But as I said to all of you the other day, she was like wound up that day. I had her on her toes. I wanted her working, and she did. But coming off the sickness, coming off the virus, was she in the same frame of mind the other day? Probably not. So I said, you know what? Put her in to go and race her accordingly. Race her, covered up in a hole, off a helmet. And if she doesn't race good, then she's likely not going to be with us very long. Right now is when we're going to get a real good look at who wants to be a racehorse and who's kind of undecided. The undecideds, we'll likely decide that for them. They're not going to be with us much longer. And we need a full barrage of horses, overnight horses, 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds that are going to do their work and do it to the best of their ability all summer long. Much the same as us. Much the same as you. You don't go to work with a half-assed mindset, or you're not likely to be employed very long. That's just the way it is. I take my job seriously. I can assure you Amy does. The kids are taking their school seriously. I'm sure you take your job seriously, and we expect the same from our horses. Nothing more, nothing less. Foxy Seaside was great in her schooler. A little bit slower than Foxy, but really, really strong on the end of it, so I was happy with her. I was going to actually ask James what his thoughts were. He's a little grouchy today. He had a little touch of the virus himself. He looked as white as a ghost, actually. I might have made fun of him a little bit, but he's not feeling that great today.
He might not race.
He'll go.
So that means he's
I'll tell you what,
not feeling
you make fun of him, but he was sick late. Yesterday I talked to him on the phone. He sounded like death. He went and raced all last night. He looks like death this morning. He got his horse trained. He trained our horse. He was going home to have a rest and try to recuperate as much as he can and race tonight. It's Saturday night. He'll be racing. Freedom Hill, again, I don't know if going to the Hackett is going to suit her the best. Sure, it gives us a little more time to get her liver count down, and I'm sure she'll follow speed. I like the filly a lot. I like her a lot more in the Nominals of 4 than the Hackett. But again, with Jason and I will talk a little bit more of that over the weekend, and then Monday morning is when they draw. Well, Monday at 2 p.m. is when they draw for when they close for that race. Gaslight Hall, that was a massive last quarter from 27-1. And James didn't say, well, there was a tailwind or there was this. He said, no, he was really good. So Gaslight Hall has come back very good. Again, when you look at the way we've tried to modify some of the training of these horses, it's gone a long, long way. And it's really suited a lot of them well. And Gaslight Hall is definitely one of those horses. Not your traditional training style back. His knees do bother them. They have. And we continue to manage them. And I believe, from what I saw anyway, walking off the trailer yesterday, we have stayed one step ahead of any sort of soreness or issues with his knees. He looked sharp and sound when he came back off the trailer yesterday. Gorgeous Package. It's hard to judge her because she's coming back racing against aged horses, right? A third in with some salty fillies and mares. Some mares. And then another third the other night. I expect she'll do well. Can she do in the Hackett? I don't know. It will be her first start against her own kind, though. I will tell you that. She'll find some 3-year-olds to race against in Miami Valley, so we'll all see together how Gorgeous Package looks. Grand Slam Dio, poor filly, her liver was up. She makes a break the other night. I put her in to go. I said, put her in at the Meadows. They move her into the non-winners of 2, and then she draws the 8-hole. So not a great start to her sophomore season in any stretch of it, but we're doing the best we can to get her squared away. Now, the reason she might get a little more latitude than some of the other horses is because she's bred so well, right? And she can do. Country Dancing has to race in numbers 2, numbers 3, fillies and mares. Those can be salty horses. The other side of that is she's got a 2-year-old mark of 53. She's stake placed and is a pretty good looking filly. But these are all selling points, right? Where you look at Grand Slam Dio, does not have a lifetime mark yet, right? She is by propulsion, and she's a sister to Up Your Dio. So she has a lot of value as a broodmare, and as a trotter in the numbers 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 ranks. She's got a lot to do. We just need to get her squared away and moving forward. So that's where you might see and hear the discrepancy between the two gates and the two particular horses. Gymboree was good the other night, second in 57-4 in a rather cold night. Last race of the night, she actually raced good, just got picked off at the wire. Tyler beat me at the wire. with something. But she raced very good again. And again, it fits in hours 2, 3, 4, all the way up. We can race her straight into June. I think somebody else will be taking her down to Kentucky, though. By that, I mean we'll likely look to maybe move her before Oak Grove. I think she's a super handy filly. It's going to be nice for somebody in Kentucky. Just not really what we're looking for the summer. Once we get her up and through those numbers of 4, 5, 6, 7 classes, and she will, I think at that point we'll maybe look to turn the page. But again, we'll see how. I don't want to be presumptuous. We'll see how she races over the next couple of months. Manhattan Money is going to be entered Thursday at the Meadows. He'll be making his way over with Grand Slam Deal this weekend, first part of the week. Melisandre was not good the other day, but raced good. I tell you what, every time I sit behind her, she impresses me a little bit more. Like, I liked her in her first 2 starts at the Meadows, and then when I scored her down the other night, she was horrendous. Out of gear, choppy. I had to pull her hobbles in. And then, of course, I go out of there thinking I'm just going to land in behind Aaron in the 2-hole. Well, Nick is leaving out of there, Nick Clegg, with a 2-horse that I don't even know. I don't know how good it is, but I don't want to get in behind him and have him kind of back me up through the field. I still want to be in behind Aaron. So I put her in a tougher spot, pushed to the front, which she is not accustomed to. And then, of course, I was going to let Erin remove. She wasn't going to continue on the front. But the fact that she got through the turn so well, Trotter did her work best she could, even all the while where she didn't score down good, was great. But obviously, after the race, my biggest question is, what was up with her? What was I seeing in the post-parade? Doctor Tessa went over her and said her feet are a little sore, her left knee is a little sore, and her back is super tight. Now, you guys remember when I tell you, when their feet are a little sore, what do? They start loading weight behind. And after they load a certain amount of weight, they start to get very sore over their back. And that's exactly what she did. Take care of the feet, take care of the knee, address the symptoms accordingly, which is a sore back. And Melisandre is going to be at her best for next Wednesday. Memento Mori was good. We did enter him back Wednesday. I think Jason and I were mid-conversation and got cut off about what we were going to do with him. I think the way he had touched his jacks, the way he touched that shin, the extra 3 days is going to serve him well anyway. We'll either race him back Northfield Saturday in the non-winners of 4, or we can go to the non-winners of 3 at the Meadows on Friday. I haven't quite made my mind up yet. One or the other will be the course. The fact that he has to go to the stake race at Plain Ridge, which is a 5/8, makes me wonder if maybe we shouldn't race him at the Meadows on Friday. But we'll see. Again, we have a couple of days to make that decision up. That is a Friday race, which is a Tuesday draw at the Meadows. Saturday race, which is also a Tuesday draw. So the box closes a little earlier at the Meadows than it does at Northfield. We may have enough time to navigate which is best. They may just come back and say the non-winners of 3 isn't filling at the Meadows. That's been a problem late. So it's something we really have to take a look at before we get too concerned. Mountaineer Prince a break the other day. I know exactly how to fix him. I'm just never going to drive him again. Justin can drive him from now on. I told Jason, I was a little too maybe liberal with him the other day. That's in retrospect. The way I drove him should not have been a problem for Mountaineer Prince, but clearly it was. So from now on, you have to drive him like he's a baby, I guess, a 2-year-old. Not like a horse that's got behind the gate and trained 8 trillion times. It's frustrating, but at the same time, it is what it is. I can tell you what, our Michigan rookie looks a lot better than our Michigan sophomore, I can tell you that. Dune, I just watched Dune train again today, and she looked exceptionally good. So very happy with what's going into Michigan. I'm a little disappointed with Mountaineer Prince, but I'm sure we'll be just fine when push comes to shove. Never Lose Felix was actually good the other night. First over a mile in 2 minutes. He felt good. He looked good. He raced good. That's a Never Lose Felix we can work with, right? Show me a little bit more of that. Need more cowbell. We need a little bit more of that work from Never Lose Felix than the work I saw from before, because the one that I saw the other night was not actually that bad at all. Oh, he'll know. I watched her train today. She looked very good. I told Dominic, all those Ohio birds are going to stay in Ontario till the bitter end. If their first stake race is on the 16th, they will ship on the 13th. There's no need for them to be over there right now. That's AJ, who? Foxy, and Oh He'll Know. And stay here right till the bitter end. Resolve Indeed was good. I would like to see a tiny bit more Eye of the Tiger from her training, or from her racing. The mile was 56 and a bit. It was a good mile, but I would like to see her finish off. She should have tried a little harder to run that horse down, and instead she got picked off for second. Wasn't a bad mile. I think there's a little bit more under the hood than she's maybe letting on, and hopefully we see it sooner than later. Rose Run AJ has been great. A win out of the 10 hole the other day. Now he drew 8 this week. He's picked for first or second again. It's a good spot for him, but he's learning to be a good horse, which is very, very important. I know there were some naysayers out there that thought he just couldn't do. You just have to let it all play out sometimes. I know everybody, I'm the same as you, watching the baseball game saying, get that guy out of there. But sometimes you just you got to let it play out sometimes. Let the game play out. That's exactly what we're doing with AJ, and obviously it's paid off very well for us over the last little while. Rose Run Alexandra's picked for second tonight. I don't know if she's ready for a mile in 56 or 57 yet. We'll see. Her attitude is good. She had a little pop on the end of it. The best 100 yards of the race were her last 100 yards, which is important. So we'll see how she races tonight, but I expect good results from her. Speed of Sound is going to school on Friday. No hobbles back on Speed of Sound. Dominic said she's trotting good. We'll see what James says this week, because she will be schooling, I hope, on Monday. I didn't ask him when. I was hoping Monday, but it might be Friday. I don't know yet. Westland Warrior, he's okay. He's just a horse. He's probably going to leave us at some point. And this isn't me making fun of him. The only problem I have with Westland Warrior is we all know he can be a better horse. And you guys know how I feel about horses that don't put out an honest effort. I just don't have a lot of time for anybody, horses or humans in horse racing, that don't want to put out an honest effort. It's very frustrating to me. And when it comes to Warrior, he's going to be a Nomers or 2 up to Nomers or 4 horse in someone's barn, and it likely is not going to be ours. Nice horse. They'll do someone some good. He probably do some damage in a place like Saratoga or even a Plain Ridge or somewhere like that, or the Meadows. But I have zero interest in going on the track knowing that a horse is not going to try hard. It really infuriates me. And Woodmere Betcha trained in 2-1 today, ready to rock, and looks very, very good. Looks very, very good from what Smitty said. He was rather happy with the way Woodmere Betcha trained. So those are all your 3-year-olds. All your racehorses. I'll be back with the 2-year-olds. Amy and I are going to do the opening first so we don't miss that. We'll be back with the opening in just a second.